Hey everybody, Casey here. So I'm always interested in what people are doing in sustainability, especially when it proves that you can do well and do good at the same time. So I was fascinated the other day when I got this note from the folks at Willamette Valley Vineyards out in Oregon. And may I say parenthetically, I love Willamette Valley Vineyards. I've always loved their wine, and I specifically love their locations out in Oregon. One of my favorite things to do when I was teaching every summer at Portland State University, God, I miss those days, was to go down to the tasting room. It was just always great. So anyway, but I digress. Anyway, I got this note from them, and basically what they were saying is they were involved in these new sustainability efforts, and one of them revolves around, this is their whole cluster wine, the 2023, and it is basically bottled in what's called a Ravino wine bottle, and the idea here is this is returnable. They say that it offers an 85% reduction in carbon emissions compared to standard single-use glass. It can be washed and reused anywhere from 25 to 50 times. And the great thing is people who buy these, and they're only available in Oregon, they can return them to the winery and tasting rooms, and they can get a 10-cent refund for the bottle. And if you return 6 of them, you get a free flight of wines in the tasting room. I thought that was a really, really smart thing to do. And if I were there, boy, would I do it. But here's the other thing they're doing, and this has more national implications. This is actually a new lightweight bottle that they've introduced, and it's really, really interesting. It's basically 27% lighter than the average wine bottle, but I brought up another different one, and you can hardly tell the difference. And they cost a little bit more, but because they're 25% cheaper, it means shipping them around the country is going to be less expensive. And they're introducing this, and basically the labels are on recycled paper, and the cork, it has natural cork and a lighter capsule made from recycled materials. And basically the idea is to just be more efficient and be more sustainable. Again, a really smart thing to do. Now, in both cases, they're using the whole cluster wine, which is basically their entry level, and the idea is to expand it over long term to a lot of their different kinds of wines. And I just think this is a really intelligent way to do well and do good at the same time. And especially if coming from a place like Oregon, where people tend to be a little bit more environmentally minded, I'm not really surprised. The nice thing is on the lightweight bottle, they have a little thing that goes over the neck, and that kind of explains some of these issues. But I encourage every company to look at these things. But here's the other thing, which is in the case of the Ravino bottle, when people return it to the winery, to the tasting room, they're not just getting either a free flight, or they're not just getting a 10-cent bottle deposit back, but Willamette Valley Vineyards is getting the comeback, which allows them to create a relationship with the customer. Incredibly smart to do. I think these are the kinds of things that can distinguish a brand and differentiate a brand in the mind of the consumer. I love it. Anyway, I'm gonna open a bottle. That's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.